you're beautiful, Charlotte. Welcome back to the Roval. Are y'all ready for some Roval and racing today? We got a hot show in store for you. We can't wait to get to it. My name's Jose Castillo.
My name's Amy Long. So great to be back here with you, the fans. How you doing out there? Man, NASCAR Trackside Live, 60 shows. You can watch all of them back on NASCAR.com. And hello to everyone on NASCAR.com. Remember, we want you, the fans, involved. So go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter at NASCAR Trackside. We got all those driver interviews. We got tons of giveaways for you as well. We got one heck of a show today as well. Jose, who do we got on?
So joining us here today, two Hall of Fame inductees. That's right, Waddell Wilson and Bobby Labonte. Last year's winner of the Roval here on the stage, Ryan Blaney. Then we also have Michael McDowell, Ty Dillon, Richard Childress, and last year's Xfinity winner, Chase Briscoe. Man, what a crazy show in store for you. And remember, fans, this one is one you're going to watch back. So go on to NASCAR.com/Trackside Live. You can watch all our shows, and who knows, you may be able to see yourself, because this is a show that is built on racing but fueled by you guys, the fans. So let me hear you one time, fans. Make some noise, Charlotte.
Who's ready for some racing today? Charlotte Motor Speedway sure knows how to put on a good show, and they've got a lot lined up between our show. We've got a great pre-race concert, but that Roval. Who's ready for the Roval?
Oh, man. It is going to be a wild one to watch for sure. Well, Amy, are you ready to do this thing?
Let's get this show on the road, Jose. Let's welcome out two Hall of Fame inductees. We've got Bobby Labonte joining us. Give it up, NASCAR Trackside Live. And Waddell Wilson. Welcome out.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out.
Doing so well.
Thank you for joining us.
Hi there, good to see you. Hang on, I got something for you over here.
Oh yeah, we got a little extra chair over there for you. Hey fans, what do you think? Two Hall of Fame inductees on the same stage right here. We got a chair for you right there.
There you go.
Step on up here and join us.
How you doing?
Oh man.
Good. How are you?
Man,
so well.
Wonderful.
All right.
I've been looking forward to having you out here.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, the countdown is on to induction.
I followed in his footsteps.
Are there certain things that you remember just looking up to him and being like, wow, what a man?
I can remember back, when I first started racing, knowing about Waddell Wilson and engines he built and all that stuff. So even before. So, just knowing the name and what he's done, I've always admired, and it's fun for me to be able to be sitting up here with him today.
It's cool. So, Waddell, what do you think about getting to sit next to Bobby Labonte? That's pretty cool, too, isn't it?
That's quite amazing. There was, when he was with Joe Gibbs, and I remember the races they won and how good he run, and then not only that, I remember his brother and also his dad, Bob. What a character that was. I enjoyed being around the guys.
They're fun, for sure. Well, I want to talk a little bit about the back history of mechanics, right? People building engines, building things. And I love race car drivers that built their own cars. I think nowadays, some of them do, but not all of them. But back in the day, everybody was building their own race car, right?
Well, there's not much money going around at that time, and they had to build their own. And there was very few of them that just went, was able to get a ride without, building it and being so involved with it. I remember being with Fireball Roberts, Fred Lorenzo. Really, Fred Lorenzo is basically his own crew chief. He would come to the racetrack and tell us everything he needed. And he was the first one I remember measuring tires at Martinsville. And everybody else caught on him doing that because he was amazing to work with. So, David Pearson, there was another, Bobby Allison. You can just go on and on. And A.J. Foyt, what a character that was.
So I want to go back because, Waddell, you actually wrote the book on race car engines. And I tried to go buy it on Amazon. It's like $150 for the book. And I had no idea that you wrote this book on building race engines, and people still use it today.
Yeah, that was quite amazing. Steve Smith out of California came to me and wanted to know if I'd be willing to write a book with him. I said, okay. So he had already done it with Benny Parsons about driving race cars. So he wrote the book, or we did, and he came to me and said, who can we get to endorse it? Well, I can call AJ up. He probably will. So I called AJ, and he said, yeah, send me a couple of copies. So 2 days later, he called me back and said, Waddell, I can't believe you've done this. I thought it's all common knowledge. But it's sold all over the world. I had to disconnect my phone or get another number because they were people, South Africa, Canada, all over the world's calling me and wanting to know, well, how do you do this and that? But the book still, a lot of people come and watch me autograph it, and they learn so much from the book, which it was good in a way.
Have you got an extra book? Can I buy an extra book from you?
You believe I think there's one at the house for each one of the kids, and that's it.
That's awesome.
He doesn't keep a whole stash. You know, I think these days they'd be able to find you real quick, though. You can't just disconnect your phone. They'd be able to punch you down, right?
Not this day and time.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of this day and time, we're here today running the Roval, which wasn't a thing whenever you two were racing. What are your thoughts on the Roval and the track and what Charlotte Motor Speedway has done here?
You know, I think it's great. I mean, I think that it definitely changes things up. I mean, the road course has been here for many years. I actually raced a go-kart here when I was like 16. Similar layout. And, you know, I think that it definitely is. Last year's race was exciting. I think that what Marcus and everybody has done here has really, you know, emphasized on, you know, getting the spectators to come and watch and viewership to watch because it is exciting. I mean, yesterday's race, I was able to watch it when I got home last night from a football game, and I mean, it was, you know, I mean, this is a hard track. So I just think that what Marcus has done is great, and I think the Roval is going to add a lot for years to come, and it's been exciting so far. So I can't wait to see Turn 1 on a restarts, and I learned a little bit yesterday watching. And, you know, I know last year we just sat outside the garages and just sat close to the racetrack as a fan and watched how hard these guys were really driving these cars. I mean, it's not easy. So when I talk about it, I know that it's a challenging racetrack, which is what the drivers like to see as a challenge, you know. So, and when you're able to win here, it's very accommodating. So a lot of fun to watch. It'll be a lot of fun to watch today. I can't wait to see it.
It is. It's going to be a wild one for sure. I want to talk a little bit about both of you who have turned wrenches on engines. Sometimes, because the engine was the only really hidden part in the car, you could do some things to the engine that maybe would, let's just say, push the rules a little bit. Did you guys ever, either one of you, maybe push the rules and not tell the driver that you did something to the engine? Or did you always tell the driver, hey, I did a little something extra, you know, maybe be careful with this one?
Yeah, I think you need to go ahead on that one. I'll follow up on it, but I'll let you go first.
Well, you know, I went to work for Holman and Moody back in '63, and John Holman come to me a lot of time, put that finger in my chest, say, boy, if I catch you cheating, I'll fire you. So he taught me right from day one that you could win races without cheating. And I was glad I'd done that because I didn't want to look over my shoulder. But back in the days, there was a lot of gray areas you could work in and do things, you know, like the engine, you could keep the cubic inch right, but there's so many other things that you could do at cam and the cam timing and so many things, you know, about it, and the exhaust and the intake and the carburetor. You know, I build them all and run them on the dyno. If they didn't run, especially when I was building an engine for Fred Lorenzen, he'd get after me. So I always made sure that it was right. And people tell me, well, you're crazy. You're staying here all night building that over. I said, I don't want to hear from Lorenzen.
Yeah, smart man.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I didn't build engines. Bought some engines from a few of the engine builders. We bought one for my late model stock, and we just bought it complete and thought that was all we needed. And we got tore down one night at Caraway, and we were cheating. We didn't know it, but we were cheating. So we had to get a set of heads the next day and go back the next weekend, or there's a Labor Day weekend, so it was kind of or Memorial Day, I think it was, or Easter or something. We had 2 races in 3 days, so we went back and fixed the cylinder heads and made them right. Now, I'm not an engine builder, but I do know enough about, my dad taught me enough about it. And I you know, and then that was something that we really didn't know. But I will have to say there's a couple times at Concord that I'd blown up every motor I had, so I had to borrow one, and it was big, but we got away with it. And the guy that we beat, he said, well, I know if you beat me, you got to be cheating because we are. So I'm like, yeah, because you had aluminum block, and I didn't have aluminum block. And then Robert Presley told me one time, he said, yeah, that one night we raced down there, I said, yeah, I had a dry sump motor. He said, well, we had a wet sump motor. I said, yeah, I had a 390 carburetor on. He said, well, we had a 600 carburetor on. So I mean, that's just kind of the way it kind of rolled back in the day a little bit, I think, for me anyway. I mean, not that much, but 2 or 3 different times.
Well, back when I started, see, 430 cubic inch was the limit, and, you know, we had 427, so that engine made a lot of torque to start with. You know, the big challenge you had is keep it together for 500 miles. You know, we were really using parts that you could go to the Ford dealership and buy, just like the race car. So it was a challenge just to keep them together, let alone make horsepower out of them. But they, you know, there were so many things that you could work to them to, you know, the friction, make it friction-free. You know, there's a lot of areas you can make horsepower.
Absolutely. But I do know there was one time that they did think you were cheating. Whenever you built that engine, that was the first one to go 200. That's pretty impressive.
That was Benny Parsons and I at Talladega. You know, we always wanted to be the first one to do that, but I remember that day at Talladega, I wasn't thinking about that. The only thing I was thinking about was sit on the pole. We'd sat on the pole at Daytona, and we wanted to sit on the pole at Talladega. But the 200 mile an hour didn't really enter. I wasn't thinking about that, just on the pole. Well, then we was the only car that did break 200 mile an hour that day. And I remember a couple of guys come to me, and they wanted some passes for their wives for the weekend. I said, well, I have to go outside and get them. So I got outside to the main office, and they were jumping up and down. They were going crazy. They said the phones hadn't stopped ringing for 200 miles an hour was a magic number.
It was like breaking the 4-minute mile. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame. Bobby, being in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, alongside your brother, alongside all these other amazing, amazing heroes, what's that like for you?
Obviously it's a great honor. It's so special, and I have different emotions at different times. I mean, it's being here today is, different than, 3 days ago doing something around the house, so you get reminded of things, and but all in all, it's you sit back and you think about it, about all the years that been in racing, my dad, my family, my mom, and we just everybody, we just kind of you all of a sudden it's here before you know it. I mean, it's like 50 years went by fairly fast, I think. I keep saying I'm only 35. I don't know how that happens, but so. I mean, it really is just such a great honor. And when I started in racing, obviously there was not such a thing as a Hall of Fame. And so there was not anything in my head saying, well, that's what I want to do. It's not like you're set out to do that. But through, again, dedication from a lot of different people and opportunities that came about for me that I never dreamt about. But I had a, as a kid growing up, I knew I wanted to race. And when next thing you know, it just all of a sudden it happens, where you're doing it and we were able to be in the right place at the right time and won races and a championship and Next thing you know, this happens. So, and again, I just, it's really, it hits me at different times what it really is meaning to me as time goes on. And I can't imagine, as time goes on, it's just going to hit you a little bit differently. So I have different emotions. When I first got nominated, it's like, okay, wow, I never thought. And then when you get selected, it's like, oh my, I never thought that would happen. So you have different emotions that run through your anxiety and your body. And but it's just such an honor to be in the sport of NASCAR at this point in time, and very thankful of the opportunities that I've had to get to this point that led to this. That I just was one person of a lot of people.
Yeah. And your thoughts of being inducted January 31st?
Well, who would ever dream this? This is unbelievable to be inducted in, because coming up through the ranks, through the years building engines and pitting race cars, changing tires, jacking them or whatever, it never ever entered my mind to get something like this. I always figured if anybody gets anything, it's always the drivers, the owners. I was in the background, I stayed back and didn't expect something like this. But then when it happened, I mean, it's very humbling to get something like this.
Well, you are both true legends of this sport, and we are so glad that you joined us here on NASCAR Trackside Live.
Yes, definitely. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Give it up for them.
Yep, thank you.
One more time, let's give it up for NASCAR Hall of Fame inductees, Waddell Wilson, Bobby Labonte. Remember, you can go see them live on January 31st, 2020. That will be broadcast on NBCSN, so you're going to want to tune in and check that out. One more time, big round of applause for these guys. So awesome to hear their stories. That's a lot of fun, isn't it, Amy?
Can you imagine that many years in racing, seeing all of these different tracks, all of the fans? Who out here has been to a lot of these races out here, remembers these guys racing? Yeah? Who wants to keep NASCAR Trackside Live rolling? Me too. Go ahead and help me welcome out the man who is defending his win here at the Roval from last year, Ryan Blaney.
Oh, looks like Ryan's got some gear to throw out as well here. Oh, look at that. A nice little tie-dyed bear. I like that. He's also got a couple hats, shirts there, some fun stuff. Oh, nice. Good throw there, man. Welcome.
Out.
Good to see you, man.
You
Come on
too.
up here. Join us.
Let me
We
see
sitting?
this belt buckle.
Yeah, what is going on with that?
It's my dad won Knoxville Nationals in '97,
Yeah.
so it's a belt buckle for that.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
And I
Yeah.
need to ask, the tie-dye bear, did you pick that out and
Definitely.
talk to the marketing crew about that one?
I actually designed it.
You designed it
Yep.
yourself.
Dipped it myself.
Big tie-dyer, huh?
Yep. Big tie-dye guy. Stuck in the '90s.
That's perfect. Well, I want to start out by talking a little bit about racing and go way back to your history and beginning in the sport. What was your first kind of memory of racing that you can remember as a kid?
Well, yeah. I mean, when my first memories were at a racetrack with Dad. You know, he raced a little bit of dirt when I was born, and raced it till probably the late '90s, and then started in NASCAR in early 2000s. And I remember growing up at the racetrack and around the race shops and things like that. And you know, I remember kind of the dirt track days a little bit. Those are probably my earliest memories. Was late '90s. You know, when I was only a handful of years old. But no, just, you know, these were the weekends for us. You know, traveling with Mom and Dad and the whole family, and then I started racing. You know, when I was 8, and then I started traveling a little bit more. So, yeah, definitely early memories of going with the family, and that's just what we did. That was kind of our family trips, and I just thought it was normal. You know, I didn't really know anything else other than that, just because when you're born into it, that's just kind of what it is. So it was a pretty unique way to grow up, and I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, business as usual.
Yep,
Business
that's
as
right.
usual.
That's right.
Today we are sitting here, and you will be defending your win from last year. The only man who can say he hasn't lost at the Roval here.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that one worked out for us last year, and you know, got a break there at the end, which you know helped us out. But no, I think it put on a good show. I think it'll put on another good show today. It'll be hot. We'll be sliding around a lot. This place already has really little grip, very very little grip. So, and with the sun out and the heat, it's going to be, you know, even less grip today. So it'll be a really exciting race, especially with the new chicane on the backstretch. I think that's another kind of curveball in it. You know, you saw yesterday in the Xfinity race, that was a pretty troublesome area. So hopefully we can keep it clean all day and advance into the next round. It's a big day for, you know, people on the cutoff line. It'll be really exciting. It's kind of a race within the race, which is always pretty neat when you get to these rounds.
You know, I love the signs that they put up back there. Do you pay attention to those? The 3, 2, 1, and then the little poop emoji there right before you come into that?
If you don't start braking till the 3, you're in deep trouble. So we break it. Actually, it's quite funny. So yesterday when we started, or Friday when we started practice, there was only, you know, so any road course always puts brake markers, you know, numbers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just for driver reference, and they had 6 through 1 there, and we're breaking it like the imaginary 7. So we had to be like, can you put a couple more numbers up so we can actually figure out where we're breaking at? So they did that, but I haven't noticed that one after the 1.
Yeah, it's actually got a little poop emoji on it.
Well,
so,
if you're there and you see it, that's probably what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
well, we can ask Greg.
Probably not a
Greg,
good
we
one.
want to get some more numbers and maybe some more emojis up there farther back up.
What number should
Yeah.
we
Do that.
start at? Like 10, 9, 8, 9?
Eights. I thought, you know, they added 7 and 8, which is good. We break it like to 6.5 or 7.
Got
I think we'll break a little bit earlier than that today, but that was a good set of numbers they put up. It really helpful actually, because when you're trying to figure out how to gauge your distance into the corner. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
your win from last year is just proof that you have to drive the wheels off of it, because there is always a chance. So I know that you've been reliving a lot of that. A lot of people want to show the end of that race from last year. What are your thoughts whenever you're looking back on that?
I mean, it just it was a long day. You know, we kind of had, you know, we were almost in the same situation last year as this year, being close to the cutoff line and having to have a really good day. And, you know, coming down to the end there, we got the 3rd on a restart, and we're into the next round, and that's really all I was thinking about. You know, you're into the next round. Those 2 guys were kind of far in front, and then that deal happened, and we were able to get through there. But, no, hopefully this year I'd like to win it by, I know it's probably going to be a more boring race if I win it by 10 seconds. I'd like to do that. And what drivers would like to do is maybe not the best show sometimes. We want to lap the field, but You know, it'll be exciting regardless. You know, this road courses always put on exciting finishes. Every road course this year has been really exciting, and I expect nothing less today.
You do pretty well at road courses overall, too. So the last 3 you've got top 5, so that's pretty good.
No, yeah, road courses is something I enjoy. I never really grew up doing that. You know, I didn't grow up racing road courses at all, and kind of my first starts at it were in the trucks in 13 up in Canada. And it's just something you take a liking to. I think a lot of drivers enjoy road courses just because it's different. You know, we only have a few of them a year, and it's a lot different than what we obviously normally do on ovals. You have to drive it a lot different. It's a different kind of mindset going into it. So I think drivers like that. Drivers like the challenge and changing things up a little bit. So it's just something I've enjoyed, and luckily we've had decent runs. Hopefully we keep that up.
Yeah, you know, it's fun because I like the road course style because it adds all these different things into the mix. One of the things we've talked with the fans about as they're walking around on pit road, they see the rain tires stacked up there with the tread on them. You know, of course, a little windshield wiper on it. Do you guys ever test on those tires, or is that something, again, we're not going to get rain today, but
yeah, I was about to say.
We're not going to use them today, but do you ever get a chance to test any of that equipment out?
No, we don't get to test that stuff. You know, I don't know if there's really ever been a Cup rain race, to be honest with you. I did an Xfinity race in the rain in Mid-Ohio in 15, and that was a blast. That was a lot of fun. That's even way more challenging, obviously, than just a normal road course. So, and it was, you know, that was a weird race because it was pouring, and then it would stop, and then it'd pour again, and you just couldn't see anything. So, you know, we don't test anything like that. That's just kind of okay, it's raining, go, you know, and most of us suck at road courses anyways, and you throw rain in there, then it makes it even worse. And so that was a lot of fun to do, and I'd love to, you know, have a rain race in the Cup Series. I think it'd be pretty fun. Be different for sure.
Maybe we just get them to turn the sprinklers on for a few minutes. You know,
only have a couple corners wet.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty fun.
Might need more numbers to start counting down.
Right? Yeah. More numbers on the fans.
So you've got quite a few fans up there. A lot of them that are right here.
Oh,
a lot of them also following you on social media.
Nice.
And noticed that you did a commercial with your teammate from Penske, Simon. Yeah, counting down, kind of a little integrated with NASCAR and IndyCar. But there was one man who stole the show in your commercial. I have to tell you this.
Yeah, Mr. Penske was there.
Yeah, the boss stole the show.
Yeah, me and Simon. Obviously, Simon won the Indy 500 this year, and you know, ran really good in the points. And yeah, they did a cool deal at Indy when we were there a few weeks ago, and they were making him really, really French, and they were making me really, really American, and they were doing like a Talladega Nights kind of thing. And I thought that was pretty funny because he looks just like John Gerard from that movie. I'm not gonna lie. And like he wouldn't even have to put on a costume to do a Halloween party. He'd just go in like a t-shirt and jeans. And then RP stole the show for sure. Yeah, he came in at the end, and it was pretty funny. He was acting really angry that we were, you know, challenging each other, and I've never been yelled at by RP before, and he was like yelling at us like he did a really good job. And so that was a lot of fun, but yeah, people seemed to like that. That was pretty humorous.
So did he rehearse that at all? Did you guys practice that, or did he just like walk in and do it?
He showed up and did it and left. Like 2 takes, out of here, perfect. Yeah, it was good. He doesn't need to rehearse.
Yeah.
He's a perfectionist. So
yeah, one take wonder, man.
That's right.
That's how he is.
Saving film.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
So, Ryan, you know we like to play some games here in NASCAR Trackside Live. Yeah, so you want to play some games with some fans?
Sure. What we got?
All right, fantastic. We're going to play the spotter game. We're going to stand over here with Jose. I'm going to go over here and meet your competition.
That's right.
Let's
I think
see.
we have
Hi
Jill
there.
Smith. Jill Smith, come on out. Big round of applause
How you doing,
for Jill here.
Great to see you here. Jill, where are you from?
Martinsville.
Welcome out here. Welcome. And Ryan.
All right.
No,
Well, let's
there
talk
you
a little bit about the game that we're going to be playing today. So we're going to be playing our Trackside Live spotter game.
Okay.
Now, this is how this works. It's a classic game. We've played it all 3 years now. We have a driver and we have a spotter. Now, the driver's job is to drive. Spotter's job is to spot and tell them where to drive. So we're going to give you the symbols, and she's the spotter. She's going to tell you when she throws the tennis ball, and you have to catch it with the symbols.
Okay.
Really simple, right?
Am I blindfolded or something?
Yes.
See, I don't like blindfolds.
Oh, you don't? Well,
No.
fortunately, this is not a blindfold.
Oh.
It's something even better. It's a pair of goggles. So see, it's
that
not
are
over your eyes.
blindfolded out.
They're a little blacked out on there. They're just a little bit blacked out.
Jeez. All right.
So 30 seconds, how many tennis balls you can catch from Jill.
Okay.
You're going to be the driver, she's going to be spotter, and then you guys swap, all right? So we're going to get you to stand right over here behind the line.
How do you feel about spotting, Jill?
Confident. I'm ready.
Look at that.
I bought that.
I think she's going to do just great.
I think you're going to do fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to lend you my microphone so that you can tell him when to catch the ball. All right, got it? All right.
And remember, we have 30 seconds on the clock, and then we'll swap. Look at that. Here, hold your
good
hands
look
out
for
there.
ya.
It is a good look for you. I like that. Yeah, these are
Yep.
marching symbols right there. You got it. Perfect. Look at that, man. So, all
Do you
right,
want to do
here we're
one
going to do
test run
30
without
seconds.
him on, or are you good?
All right, he's good.
All right, we're going to count him down. Fans, help me out. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Catch.
Oh,
And we're off to a great start.
All right, Jill, hustle it up. Here we go.
Catch.
Oh, a little early. Come on, Jill,
Keep
hustle.
going. We're on a time.
Catch.
Just a little high.
Catch. Catch.
Come on, fans, cheer him on.
Little
Cheer him on. Jill's doing great.
All right. Catch.
Oh, so close. Come on, get one.
Catch.
Yes! Keep going, keep going.
Catch.
Oh,
right, we've got
time is
time.
up. Time is up. All right, you can take your blindfold off.
All right, we've
See,
got
that
one
wasn't so
catch.
bad.
No, I got hit in a couple areas I didn't want to get hit in.
Sorry.
Nice job. Nice job. All right, we're going to reset. Jill, I'm going to bring you over on this side.
And
There
you're
we
going to
go.
get to be the spotter now, Ryan. How about that?
Payback, Jill. That's what I'm hearing. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I know those weren't intentional hits. All right, let's go. All right, you feel like you might be a better spotter than a driver?
I don't know. I think I'm going to be bad at both.
All right. Lots of confidence over here. All right, Jill, you ready? Hold on.
All right, here we go. Fans, what do you think?
All right, help me count them in. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Oh! Oh, so close. Ah! Keep going. Oh, very close. Oh, man.
It counts.
You know what? We're
gonna
counting it,
count
too. We're counting it. Yeah! Oh, so close.
So close.
Oh, almost there. Oh, the crowd.
Crowd shot.
Oh. One more.
That's just a little premature. Nice job. Nice job.
You know
what
what?
do you
You did
think,
great.
man? What do you think? What do you think? Well, Jill, thanks so much for playing with us up here in NASCAR Trackside Live.
I think I was a better spotter than catcher.
I think that you did
racer.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a regular.
New
But
profession.
we have a little gift for Jill. Do you want to help me
Oh,
deliver?
yeah.
What do we got there?
These say 2 hot passes on them.
Thank
If
you.
you want hot passes, they get you all in here. Do you have a guest?
I do. They're down there.
Oh, perfect.
Hi there.
That's good.
Hi there. Hi there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jill.
Hey, nice to
Thanks
meet
for
you,
playing
Jill.
with us.
She did good.
You know
All
what?
right.
You did a good job,
She did
Ryan.
a
I
lot
feel-
better than me.
You know what? It's all about teamwork, right?
It's all about teamwork. It's all about the throw.
Yeah. that's-
You know, all about the throw.
I
I
liked
know.
your change up there.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if maybe we should rewrite the rules and no bounce. Just go for it.
Oh, was she bouncing him?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
That's.
I can't
that's
tell
fine,
because
all
I
right.
was blindfolded. I
So
have no idea.
Did that belt buckle provide a little protection whenever
I
he
sure
was
hope
going?
so. If I would have known we were playing this game, I would have wore something else.
A,
But,
bi-
yeah.
a bigger belt buckle
Bigger
there.
belt
Exactly.
buckle.
But
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by NASCAR
Yep.
Trackside Live. Always great
Thanks
to
for
have
coming,
you
guys.
up here.
Enjoy the
Fans,
day.
give it
Have a
up.
good one.
Good luck today. Thanks so much. Fans, how you doing out there?
Oh, that was so much fun. You know, I love the story of his father passing on the belt buckle to him. I've got a belt buckle from my dad as well, and it says Jose on it, which was his name as well. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Traditions, passing down history. That was a neat moment for
I need to step
Ryan.
up my belt buckle game, I think. Yep. That's all right.
Well, we had a fun opportunity last night. How many here were NASCAR Trackside Live at the show last night? Man, it was a ton of fun. And we had a guest on that show who said he was going to do something that he wanted to add to the Roval, right?
No, he woke up perplexed.
Perplexed.
Was the word he used.
Yes.
Corey LaJoy, we're talking about. He woke up, could not imagine why Charlotte Motor Speedway would call the new additions, the new things, turtles. And then he said, why didn't he make them at least Ninja Turtles?
He was very upset that there was not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle on the track with the Turtles. So he took that into his own hands and he went and painted a turtle over in turn 17.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, it's on NASCAR Trackside on Twitter and on Instagram, so go check it out. Let's keep this show rolling, Jose.
I'm ready for it. Are you guys ready for our next guest? Come on. Well, let's bring him out here. Driver the number 34 Mustang for Front Row Motorsports, Michael McDowell. What's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. You got some stuff for our fans here.
Hey, they have ice cream.
We
in
should
the
go over there.
infield. Yeah. I hope that truck's sitting out there during the race so we can stop and get some ice cream. It's going to be a hot one today.
It definitely is.
You guys doing good this morning? Good. Cool.
They'll be doing better if you.
All right, you want me to throw these out?
Yeah.
You got to make some noise, though, fans.
Nice.
Come on.
Now, no fighting, all right? No
Yeah.
fighting over it.
Nice toss. There you
Whoa!
go.
She got aggressive there. You almost lost your scoop.
I like that. Scoops of ice cream. How would that go over if during a pit stop somebody handed an ice cream cone into the driver?
It would be melted before you could even get it through your visor. So,
You're exactly right.
yeah, it gets pretty hot inside of our race cars. Nothing, even those ice bags go pretty fast, you know. But yeah, it makes it part of the challenge. You know, this track in particular is already physically demanding. It's a lot of left and right and hard braking, and so you definitely exert yourself more on road courses than you do on ovals. So you add in a fall race, which is supposed to be 60 degrees, and leaves are supposed to be changing. It's supposed to be, nice and cool out, but Mother Nature had other plans, so we'll have a 95-degree day and go race our guts out and see who can last.
And we're just happy to see you out here at the track. I heard your week got off to a rocky start there.
Yeah, my Friday morning did not start out well. For those of you that didn't know, I ended up having kidney stones, and that was my first time experiencing that. And I was pretty confident that I was close to death on Friday morning, and because I hadn't experienced it, didn't really know what was going on. So only thing that I knew is that I was dying, and that I needed to figure it out. So like a typical racer, you're processing everything, right? You're like, okay, it's 9 o'clock, practice is at 11 or noon, whatever it is. If I go to the hospital, I'll never make it back. So I had my wife drive me to the racetrack because I'm like infield care center. They'll take care of me. And if it's something serious, then they'll take me to the hospital, and that'll be faster yet, So unfortunately, I missed practice on Friday, but I was able to qualify the Love's Travel Stop Forward and had a really good practice yesterday and passed the kidney stone on Friday, and life is good right now.
Yeah, but not only you gloss over the fact that you passed the kidney stone, came back to the track and got in the car and qualified. That's insane.
Yeah, when I was in the infield care center, they're like, hey, we can give you something for the pain. And I was like, well, you can't, because then I won't be able to practice. I was thinking about practice, not even thinking about qualifying. And then when they loaded me up in the ambulance, I looked at the time, and I'm like, all right, we have 1 hour. They're like, look, it's not happening. There's no way we're going to go 1 hour and be back here. But, yeah, I was able to come back for qualifying, and, fortunate everything happened really fast. Normally that takes some time, and for me it went pretty quick. So didn't have to take any narcotics to get through the day, so I was able to qualify, and, yeah, it's not something I want to experience again. But, thankfully I was home, too. I was in Charlotte, and, just if I'd have been out of town and been by myself, I'd never left my house. I mean, there was no way I was going to be able to drive myself to the hospital or to the track. So, it all worked out and ready to go.
Yeah, we're really glad you were here.
Thanks.
That first practice, though, you missed it, but your car didn't miss it. I saw that you had somebody subbing in for you, Austin Syndrich. What was it like trusting him with your wheels?
Oh, it was easy. I mean, Austin obviously does a great job on the road courses and has a lot of experience. And it's funny because being a tall guy is never good in racing. Like, that's the one thing you wish you weren't. You wish you weren't tall. And I remember like getting in and wanting to get opportunities, and it was a long time ago, but Bobby Labonte was sick, and I got in his car. Now, I don't know if you guys could imagine Bobby Labonte, but like he
was
here.
on the show this morning.
He's here, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "I'll make it work, whatever, So, for Austin, it had to be the first time he was really thankful that he was a tall guy. Because all the short guys couldn't fit in my car. They couldn't reach the pedals. They didn't need blocks on the pedals. So But he did a great job, and he really had a good practice, smooth practice, and was able to give the team good feedback. And the car has been really good all weekend.
Well, Amy and I saw your tweets following up with the track pushed out a brand new sandwich that's keto friendly.
Yeah.
And it's a pickle sandwich, basically a giant pickle cut in half with a sandwich in between. And you were like, heck yeah, I'm all in. I'll take one of those.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's.
Have you had one?
I haven't had one yet.
Not yet.
No, I've been talking about it, but Friday didn't go so smooth, so I didn't feel like eating much on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd be game for one right now. Actually, where are they at?
You know what? They're right up in the grandstands. We might be able to find you one.
Somebody bring me one.
Yeah, we can make that.
Yeah.
Now, is it just because you're a pickle fan?
No,
or are you
keto.
a keto guy?
Keto
All right.
guy, yeah. Which after these kidney stones, I'm gonna have to maybe revisit it, and I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but once you've experienced something like that, you really consider everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you thought you were on your deathbed, but in the same breath, you thought you were still practicing.
Yeah. It's just, we're not programmed right. We all know that, but that's part of racing. And this is a special weekend for me. Road racing is my background. And so that's what made it so mentally tough was so much preparation's gone into this. And our team, Front Row Motorsports, knows, that this is a big race for us and a big weekend, and anything can happen, and we all know that. But having good practice and qualifying and all that, definitely makes Sunday a little bit easier. So that's what made it so tough. I mean, it's always going to be tough. I've never missed a practice before, so that was a first for me in 12 years. But to miss this one in particular on qualifying day was really tough, and I psyched myself up. I'm like, one lap, I haven't seen the track, I'll be fine, I can do this. I did some laps on the simulator, and I'm like, mentally, I was going to set the pole. I mean, mentally, I was in it. I'm like, I'm going to go to deep as I can in brake zones, and then you get out there and you realize, like, oh, I need a few laps here to get my rhythm. I went down in the back straightaway, and I was like, oh, yeah, this chicane, this is all new. Where am I going? And where are the curbs? And, didn't want to be there. And so, one lap was so tough to get into that rhythm that you needed to. So yesterday was much needed, and was able to tune up a little bit and get myself dialed in and get our car dialed in and feel really good about today. I think we have a top 5 car, and that's probably the first time we've had something like that, that kind of speed. So starting 22nd, make it a little bit more of a challenge, but we've got a long day and 109 laps to circle up to the front.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun one to watch, too. I know this is going to be exciting for you guys. Did you notice that they have that poop emoji on the sign right over there by the chicane?
Yeah, you're going too fast to look at that stuff. I could barely see the brake signs, but you would think on a tight, twisty road course like this that you're not really going that fast, but once you get up on that banking and, our cars accelerate so well, especially with this 750 package, we're 160 miles an hour by the time we get to the brake zone. So you're not really looking at all the cool signs and graphics that they have. But I watched the Xfinity race yesterday on TV, and I could take in, like, all the cool stuff that they have out there and all the logos and, Marcus Smith and Hawk and all the guys here did a great job, and to make this look like a legitimate, road course circuit, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks like a toy track whenever you're looking at it from that. They really have done a phenomenal job here. And talking about the different speeds and the turns, one thing that you can't really see from TV, though, is the elevation change within the road course. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and there's some blind corners, too. Not only are you going up and down, which you look around and you're like, where? There's no hills, there's no mountains. I mean, the only mountain is the landfill behind us, right? But the way that they've done it, there are a lot of elevation changes and some blind corners. And so, in particular, when you can't see over the walls, you got walls on both sides, and you're about eye level with the wall. So when you're coming around some of those bends, you're just hoping nobody's sitting there, And so the spotters up there, it's really important to give you that information, heads up. I was going into turn 6 yesterday in final practice, and the 3 cars turned around looking right at me, and it's like, you don't see it until you get there, and obviously he was stopped and I had plenty of time, but you come around that corner at full speed and you're looking right at somebody, you're like, oh no, this is not good.
I'm supposed to see taillights, not headlights.
Yeah, and you see how many mistakes happen on this course, and it's not because the drivers aren't good, and it's not because they just don't know what they're doing. It's that tough. I mean, 1 or 2 mile an hour too much getting into the corner, and the tires break loose. And once they break loose, you saw it with the 88, you saw it with the 48, and the 11, and a handful of other guys. Is there's not a lot of recovery, and so once you get to that point of no return, you're just hanging on. So you got to attack, but you have to be within the limit of the car and the tire, and that's really tough to do.
Well, they call, just for your knowledge, they call that Redneck Hill up there. Where are my Redneck Hill fans at? Come on, make some noise. Yeah. That's that hill up there. Oh,
I
and
like
look, we
it.
got Redneck Hill.
Speaking
of which, Amy, we got somebody back there. And there's
a
Ty Dillon
We
back
got
there,
a couple
too.
people in the wings here at NASCAR Trackside Live. We love to
All right.
play some games with
Let's
our
do it.
fans.
I'm good at games.
I know you are.
Yeah.
Great at games. So go ahead and stand over here next to Jose. There we go. We're going to welcome up your competition.
Oh, no.
We're actually going to play a little game that Jose invented this morning.
You invented it this morning?
Well, here's the deal. Is on
Were you
Trackside Live,
drinking
We're being
prior to
innovative
this
around
game?
here.
all I'm going to say is I may have had a margarita cupcake this morning for
a
breakfast.
margarita
I don't
cupcake.
know. It was interesting.
Quite
I don't know
interesting.
if there's alcohol in it or
Let's
not,
go
but-
ahead and meet your competition. Get on over here. I loved your enthusiasm from back there. Amy, what's
How's it
your name?
going?
Where are you from?
Virginia.
Bill from Virginia. All right, come ahead.
Now,
stand
Bill,
right
you
over
could
here.
fit in my car. You're about the right size. There's not a lot of people that make me feel small, but you're making me feel inferior.
I don't know. It's pretty wild struck back there with.
You know what? This is perfect competition then because we're going to play a little trackside cup stack.
Let's do it.
All right, it's real simple. 30 seconds on the clock. And you have these cups right here. You're going to have one cup on the bottom and a card, and then a
Oh,
cup
yeah.
on top. Now, what happens is you have to
Pull
pull,
that
knock,
card
whatever,
out?
get the card out, and get the cup to drop into the other cup.
Oh,
If
man.
you do that, then you put the card back on, put another cup on top, and whoever has the most cups in there at the end of 30 seconds will win a fabulous prize.
All right. Here,
All right.
Hold my microphone.
There we go.
How do
Hold
you
my
feel
mic.
going into
He's
this,
got
Bill?
this.
Good.
All right.
Let's count them in, fans. Here we go.
Are you ready? Help us out.
Oh, he's accusing you of cheating already. Oh, he's just lining up his cups.
I
That's
like
all.
that. Look, it's pro moves right here. Here we go. Let's count them down. 3, 2, 1. Let's go racing. Oh, just a little bit off there. Oh, I like that. He's going for the push.
He straight up punched it.
Oh, yeah, we're
he
counting
got
that. That's a good
in.
one. Look at this.
There we go. There we go.
Oh! Come on, fans, cheer him on. Who you got?
Ah, nice.
Yes!
There we go.
Bill or Michael? Who's it going to be? Oh, man. Now just one
doing?
cup. Just one cup there. Look at that.
Oh, nice. Good try. All right, here we go.
Oh,
All
and
right.
30 seconds is up. Time is up. Time is up.
Time is up. Let's do another round. What do you say, Jose?
Bill,
Bill,
do you
we're
want
gonna
to try
do
one more
another
time?
round.
All right. Fans,
right.
what do you think? One more round?
Yeah. No, you're great, Bill. We're glad
You
you're
are.
here. NASCAR Trackside Live. All right, I got you set up here. Who's
How'd
going to help us count in?
How'd you feel about that?
I felt a lot of pressure there. I'm very competitive. My heart rate's above 110 right now, and all I was moving was a red cup. So I'm going to have to take a deep breath on this next one and smooth it out a little bit.
I love it. A race
All
car
right.
driver all the way, through and through.
Are you ready, fans? Here we go. 30 seconds on the clock. Here we go. In 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. Let's go. Already got one in. Let's see. Amy's going to help you out there, Bill. Oh, I like this.
I'll try to be some lady luck over here.
Oh!
All right, there we go. Card on top.
We got 2 with Michael.
There we go.
Yes!
Bill.
Bill got one.
Bill, I'm rooting for you.
Oh! So close. Looking good, though. Few seconds left. All right, and time is up.
Last one. Let's do this, Bill.
Oh!
So, hey, we got a tie with 2.
Oh, we do have a
I
tie.
love it. I love it. I love it. So, Bill, thanks so much for joining us up here, NASCAR Trackside Live.
No, it's okay. Thank you
So
very
wants to
much.
play. Michael, will you help me hand these lovely prizes to our friend Bill?
Well, here you go, sir. Couple passes to the garage, and you can hang out, and they might even let you do a pit stop. You're going to need to put some pants on, though, I think, to do it.
Gonna need some. Hear that, Bill?
Catch a
Thank
tire.
you so much for
Yeah.
being here. Thanks for joining us here, NASCAR Trackside Live. Give it up for Bill, everyone.
Good job, Bill.
You want to do another round?
No. I gotta save my energy.
You got you.
Really, I love that your heart rate was going up,
Yeah.
and you're in driving mode now.
That's right.
You're ready to go. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much
thank
for
you
coming
guys.
out. We
Hey, thanks to all the
appreciate
fans for coming out. It's gonna be a great race, great day. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Good luck today. Absolutely. We're glad you're out here. How about it, fans? I definitely thought that Bill was going to pull ahead on that last one.
it.
I'm
He
not
was
gonna lie.
looking really good. He was looking really good.
All right, let's keep this show rolling. Fans, help me to welcome up our next guest, driver of the number 13 machine, Ty Dillon and Richard Childress.
Oh, they got some fun prizes. Fans, you got to make some noise.
Hey, welcome out to NASCAR Trackside Live.
Wave your hands.
How you doing?
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Oh,
Man.
good shot.
A line drive right there.
What an
right
arm there, man.
That was my baseball
looking
arm.
good. It's good to see you again.
Great to
Hi
have
there,
you
young lady.
here.
Where you want me to sit?
Right, join us right here in these two chairs. Pull up a
Okay.
chair.
Howdy.
Glad to
Howdy.
be here. Don't need everybody get hot out there. Drink a lot of water, drink a lot of beer, drink a lot of Childress wine. That's all I can tell you.
Did you bring any of that? Because I can get on that boat.
It's in my condo there.
All right, all
There
right.
you go.
Well, we
Know where to find it.
may have to come visit. Well, I wanted to start out by talking about heat. We had Austin Dillon on the show in Vegas, and he said that he went out and bought you a pair of pants that weren't jeans. And somebody said that it was maybe the first time that you were ever at a racetrack wearing breathable pants, something other than jeans. Is that true? Have you always worn jeans to the racetrack?
Yeah, ever since I was a kid, I had jeans. You know, it's just I'm just comfortable in them. I can sit and whatever I need to do in them. But yeah, it was really hot at Vegas, and Austin said, "Man, you got to get out of those jeans." He said, "I'm gonna go to Bass Pro tonight and buy you some fishing pants." He did, and they were comfortable. And I hated not to wear them since he went and got them, but
You're back in jeans now,
I'm back in jeans.
and it's hotter.
Yeah.
It didn't stick.
Yeah,
There's that. There's
No.
that.
Ty, do you ever do fashion tips for Richard? Do you ever say, hey, what?
I
wear
let
this?
him be his own guy. I think he's pretty cool the way he's dressing. It's hot, but he's pretty cool dude, so he keeps it all right.
Oh, I like that. That's the right answer.
Yeah, I got these shirts. You can get them at Bass Pro also. These are fishing shirts. Somebody says, "Why do you wear a long sleeve?" Hell, they're just cool as that right there, especially if you got on a cotton T-shirt. This is cooler.
Yeah, it keeps the sun off your skin too, so it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So Ty, how you feeling going into the Roval today?
I'm feeling good. We were just talking. For whatever reason, I'm really comfortable here. Last year, I think everybody was uncomfortable from the beginning, and the more and more laps we ran, our car was pretty good last year. And it just takes one good race car one time at a track to really start feeling comfortable. We had a decent run going last year, and I got in a little bit of a skirmish going through 7 and 8 on the last lap, and it really made our finish look not great, but our car was really good. And we came back and unloaded pretty fast, and we've been building on that. Obviously, I want more and more out of our car. We didn't qualify very well. We have struggled to qualify this year, but we've always raced pretty well. And to answer your question and not ramble on, but I do feel really comfortable around this track, and I'm excited for today. I hope you guys are too.
It's going to be a fun one. The fans have had a great time, great show yesterday. It's going to be a great one today. I wanted to talk, too, about you guys are one of the great racing families in NASCAR, but I know that means all these weekends you're going to the racetrack, you're working hard. Do you guys ever get to just sit down next to each other and just have a conversation and chat? Do you make time to just hang out?
Yeah, we do. You know, we get a chance to talk, but not as much as we'd like to. We're all wound up so much in racing when you get to the track. But it's good just to get away and talk some. And we went to carried Ty and Haley and Oakley, my great-grandchild, down to South Carolina. We spent some fun time there and spent a little time with Austin, maybe a little more with him because he's racing right there with us. So. But Ty's doing a great job with the Geico car. He's had some great finishes the last few weeks, and he gets around a road course, I promise you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just different, you know. As we grow up, when we were younger, we spent a lot of time together, but we grow up, and now I have a daughter of my own and my wife, and time gets less as your family grows, but the time has got to be more important, you know. So we have been able to make time this year, like you said, going to South Carolina, and the moments that we get to stop now in the garage or stop before an appearance, we talk more about other things than just the racing, and we have to get our time in there, and it's just as life goes on, we have to be more impactful with our time.
And your daughter is adorable.
Thank you. I think she's pretty dang cute myself.
I think she's really cute. Is there anything that you do that just really gets her cracking up, makes her laugh? Because a baby's laugh is the best thing in the world.
No, just watching her from the time she was a baby and starting to walk, and I see them on Instagram probably more than I do in person. So it's neat to see some of her actions, and you know, she's got where she'll high five you and do all those things. That's pretty cool.
It is fun to watch. And it's fun to see the interaction that you all have between each other. But I'm curious, Richard, when was the first moment that you looked at Ty as a kid and said, well, that kid's going to be a race car driver? When was that moment?
Well, I ended up buying them go-karts and stuff, he and Austin both, and they'd play with them for a week or so, and they'd go back to playing football, baseball, whatever they wanted to do. And I'm glad they spent that time in their life to enjoy being a kid and doing the things kids do. And then one day Ty called me. He turned 13 years old. All this is his fault, by the way. So
expensive.
He called me when he was 13, and he said, Pop, you know, you said if we ever want to go racing, give you a call. By the way, that was the most expensive call I've ever had. But I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. I mean, I would like to see them do other things, but I'm just enjoying them, watching them do what they love to do.
That's a cool thing to be able to get to do what you love.
Yeah, definitely. And the sport of NASCAR has meant so many different things to me from the time I was a child, and every weekend was based on where Dale Earnhardt finished, and that's how we went through our week. And if it was a bad week, we all kind of rallied as a family to try to get pumped up for the next week. And if we won, we had pizza, and it was great. To the point where I started racing myself, and you know, going through the ups and downs and of having a career of your own and growing as your own person outside the car. So the sport has meant a lot to me. I think this year has probably been my best perspective as far as being a race car driver, to where my results don't really define me anymore, and I can make better decisions in and outside the race car, and just growing every year. You can never stop growing in this sport and in life, and I think the sport has taught me a lot over the years.
Yeah, definitely. Don't stop growing.
That's right.
Absolutely. And you said that was one of the most expensive calls of your life whenever he called and said, hey, Pop, I want to get into some racing. But I learned that you actually bought your first car for $20.
Yeah, I was selling peanuts and popcorn at a kid at Bowman Gray Stadium, and I said, that's all I ever want to do. I went and hang out with the race drivers, and when the opportunity came along, I bought an old 47 Plymouth, paid $20 for it, the best investment I've ever made in my life. So here we are today, 50 years later. I got a big break in '69 when they had the boycott. I raced that race and left there with $3,000 or $4,000. I said, hell, I'll never have to work again in my life. Here I am, 50 years later working. So it's been a journey, and I'm really getting ready. People say, name some cool things you've done. Other than watching my two grandsons become race driver, one in everything they've raced, and just watching them do what they want to do, and being with Dale Earnhardt, the great Dale Earnhardt. I'm going to take his last winning car from the year 2000 at Talladega, and I'm going to pace the field. That's going to really be cool for the fans and for Earnhardt and the whole deal.
That's going
awesome.
to be amazing.
And that one hasn't actually moved from the museum in a while, too. So you're going to make sure she cranks up still? Check her out?
Oh, yeah, I've done put a lot of threats out. If it don't run and it don't do right, you're in trouble. So we're gonna have a fun time with it. I said, get it where I can run at least 200 mile an hour if I want to.
Yeah, we'll be going outside Black 3 car in the middle of the race. I got a feeling we might not be able to get him off the track. We might as well just get him a fire suit and a helmet and everything. Just line him up and let's go.
Just get him set up and ready to go, man.
You know what? I would be there to watch that. I would watch that.
Oh, yeah. It's the fans have really embraced it so much. Spoke to Dale Jr. the other day. He's thrilled that I'm doing it. And, it's just one of those moments that you'll always remember. You know, like driving the pace car at Indy. That was really cool. You know, I've been very fortunate in life to be able to do a lot of the things I've been able to do. Just been blessed.
Yeah. And you've paved the way for a lot of people as well. So that says a lot, too, about you. So you've done a lot, but you've given a lot of opportunity as well.
Well, thank you.
But Ty, what is the best piece of advice that Richard has ever given you that you've taken to heart?
You know, there's been so much, and I get this question a lot. I think it's just not one thing. He's full of great advice. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. If you watch the way he's carried himself in this sport, that's enough advice for anyone. I think just the action of him showing up every weekend, giving his all to his team, to his grandsons, to everyone around him is the best advice. And sometimes it's more than words that impacts people. One of my favorite quotes is, people will forget what you say, but they'll never forget the way they make you feel. And that's something I've learned through him. A lot of people love the way that Richard Childress has made them feel in an interaction. So I guess that's probably the best advice.
That's awesome. And we all love seeing you stand up on top of the hauler with your scanner out there. And it does that every race. You'll see him out there. And one of the few owners who still do that, actually get out there and watch him go around.
Yeah, it's, you know, I want to be part of it. If I'm going to be here, I want to be part of it. One of these days, I'll have to slow down. But until then, I'm still enjoying. I enjoy our race fans, enjoy being with them. And all morning, I've been out doing appearances for Caterpillar and different companies. And so it's really cool to enjoy what you're doing. You'll never have a job in your life, and that's what I'm doing.
100%. I see a little bit of that's not going to happen. He is not going to slow down.
I don't think this man's going to stop. I don't think he's got stop in the dictionary for him. So he loves what he does, and he loves going out and doing the best for his race team. And I think a lot of people appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
It is. I know fans, we appreciate it, don't we? It's awesome. See the legacy that has been built. Well, let's do a couple final thoughts on the race today because the Roval, it's hot, slickery. Those turtles running around out there. It's going to be a wild one. What do you guys think we're going to see in the race today?
Probably carnage. I think it's this track is 3 for 3 on carnage. So, you know, it's going to be a great race. It's ridiculously hot. I can't believe October's around the corner. I'm ready for some cold weather myself. But it's going to be hot. It's going to be fun. I hope you guys enjoy the weather as much as you can. Stay hydrated. But we appreciate you guys coming out and supporting this race. It's a fun, fantastic race. I can't thank NASCAR and Marcus Smith and for doing something different. And as a sport, we've got to continue to do things a little bit different. We can't stay stuck in our ways. And this has been probably the coolest thing on our schedule the past 2 years. So I'm pumped to get back out there and do this again, and hopefully this spurs more tracks to open up their minds.
Yeah. And Richard, what do you think we're going to see today?
Yeah, it's going to, like he said, it's going to be wild. It always presents itself. But I'm really proud of Marcus and those guys for doing what they've done here. I was involved. He talked to me about it earlier. He's always got some good ideas. He may have another surprise coming again one of these days. So, yeah, it's great. You know, it's our cars, the 8 cars running pretty good. The 3 car today isn't getting around here very good, but they're going to work on it. He's going to make it better, and he's promised me he's going to be up front with when it ends. And Ty's car really looked good in the 8 car yesterday, and I feel confident that Austin will figure out how to get it up there.
Oh, yeah. He always does. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Fans, how about a big round of applause?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Richard
guys.
Childress, Ty Dillon.
Thank you. Good luck today, Ty.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Good luck. Thank you so much. Oh, hugs right here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And good to see you in jeans again. I like those jeans. That's a good look for you. Don't ever change.
Don't ever change. Don't go changing, just like the weather.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's go ahead and bring out our next guest. Fans, please help welcome to the stage driver the number 48 Ford Mustang for Stewart Haas Racing, Chase Briscoe. Good arm, Chase.
How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing
doing
very,
awesome.
very well. So here we are, Roval Day. You got a couple laps in yesterday. That 98 machine whipping around here. How'd you feel about the Xfinity race?
Yeah, it definitely didn't end up how I wanted it to end up. I felt like, obviously, being on the pole, and I think we led the most laps. I felt like a car that was capable of winning, and Obviously had some contact there at the end that kind of took us out of the contention. But, yeah, that's part of racing. We were all going for the win, and that's what the fans come to see. So never going to complain about racing hard, that's for sure.
Yeah, it got pretty wild there towards the end.
Yeah,
for
to
sure.
say the least.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice, though, to be at a racetrack and wearing shorts? Does that feel good?
Yeah, it's a little too hot, though. I wish it was like 10 degrees cooler. That'd be about perfect. But, yeah, I'm a shorts guy pretty much everywhere I go.
Well, let's get back to the racing a little bit. Are you frustrated or upset with Christopher Bell and what happened?
No, I mean, I'm not mad at him. I think, I don't know if the punishment necessarily, fit the crime. I feel like what I did over here was racing. I was trying to get my best position to win the race. I knew Allmendinger was kind of getting out far ahead, and I had to make that pass when I could. And, here in his interview after the race, he said he was going to let me go. So I just honestly kind of felt like if I stuffed it in there like that, he was just going to lift for me and go. And he didn't. And obviously over there, whatever happened. But, yeah, I think, we definitely had a car good enough to win the race yesterday. Just ended up 9th with it. So that part's frustrating. But, big picture playoff-wise, we had a ton of points yesterday. And go on to Dover next week with, I think, a 35-point cushion, which is always good.
Yeah, you're looking really great in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
What's it like having something like the Roval in the playoffs, though, for all of the drivers?
Yeah, I think for other drivers, it definitely is a big question mark. And I think even for our team, there's so many variables that go on into the Roval with pit strategy and getting caught up in other people's wrecks. It's really narrow, so if there is a wreck, it's hard to miss stuff. And, for us before yesterday, I was a little nervous going into it. But then now, looking back on it, I think it was a great opportunity for our team to kind of gain points. And, if we could have won the race yesterday, that gives us 5 more points going into the next round. So I think it was an opportunity kind of missed for our team. But at the same time, like I said earlier, it was still a really good points day for us, which is good. So we're going to Dover next week and try to do a little bit better.
And you know how to get the job done here, too. I want to remind you guys, he is the Xfinity winner from last year, so you know what you got to do to stay up front here. Yeah. So, but glad that you're looking great going into playoffs, feeling positive about that, too.
We have some great fans here in NASCAR. I think the best fans in all of sports.
I guarantee it.
And they are collectors. They love to collect stuff. And I love it when drivers are collectors, too. And I know I've seen some photos of some of your dirt vehicles. You've got all the nose pieces hanging up there of your previous rides. So you're quite the collector yourself.
Yeah, I like collecting stuff for sure. I think anything race car-wise or helmets. I've always wanted to collect other drivers' helmets, but I enjoy collecting my own helmets as well, so I'm not very good on the trading thing. So I don't know. I would love to have my own collection of helmets for sure. I think that's a cool thing to do. I know Tony, he has multiple. I mean, there's a ton, and he has AJ Foyt, Parnelli Jones. He has all kinds of huge name guys. So that would be cool to someday do. But right now I just collect a lot of little things. I just picked up a Dale Earnhardt 1979 or something like that poster the other day, so it's pretty sweet. So, yeah, I've been trying to collect a little bit more here and there, but, yeah, the problem is I'm running out of room for it all.
You're going to have to need more real estate.
Build that edition.
Yeah, I guess so.
Edition.
So whose helmet would you have first?
Oh, absolutely, Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart.
Yeah, I mean, he was my hero growing up. I grew up 45 minutes from where he's from in Indiana. We both grew up racing sprint cars, and growing up, I had my whole room was Tony Stewart. When I was 6, 7 years old, I wore the Home Depot helmet uniform, played my sprint car video game every day. So Tony Stewart was my hero growing up, and it's pretty wild that I get to drive for him now. So if I could get any helmet, for sure Tony would be the one.
I'm picturing like a race car bed.
Yeah, totally.
I had the race car bed growing up, too.
Yeah. Tony, if you're out there watching, get this man a helmet. You got some extras laying around.
I'm sure he's got a couple, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm not too picky. I'll take any of them.
That's good.
Well, I know we've got exciting racing on the track here today, but I'm curious to find out how good your memory is.
All right, it's not very good. I can't even tell you where we raced a month ago.
You're fine because this just happened yesterday.
Okay.
Amy and I thought it would be cool if we could do a little Roval art project with you. Would you like to help us out with that?
Yeah,
all right,
let's do it.
So here's what we're going to do. Amy's going to get a big poster board here.
I've got our art supplies. Here
we got some art supplies. We're going to bring this up here, and we're going to ask you, and fans, you can help him out, to draw the Roval.
All right.
From
Can I have
memory.
my eyes open?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, your eyes can be
Okay,
open.
okay.
Yeah, of course. We wouldn't do that to
It was
you.
gonna look
Look,
terrible.
I love it. This one guy holding up his hat. Like you're going to...
Yeah, there we go.
So you
So-
can draw it. I got you a couple of colors here.
All
so
right,
you can,
what color are here, everybody?
Oh, yeah, what do you think?
Red, blue, green, black? Blue? All right, we'll go blue.
All right, we're going to blue. Don't forget you need some colors for the turtles and
Oh,
the
yeah,
chickens and all
we'll
that.
do some turtle action
All
here.
right, there we go.
All right, let me put this down.
Feel free to talk us through. I'll help you.
All righty. So
Oh, I
we'll
like
start
this.
here
Let's
on
see
the
here.
straightaway, and then it has a little bend, and then like a 90. And this part gets really narrow. Then a little left-hander. Then this is downhill, back to the right. This is going to be really unsized compared to, I think, the rest of the racetrack. I don't know. Then a little straightaway.
Which
back.
nobody uses. Everybody goes off the
Yeah,
straightaway.
everybody goes off the straightaway. You run off the track there. And back to the right. This is uphill. This is really fun. And then you go back downhill. And then this part, like the wall is one wall for this corner, which is always kind of weird to me because if somebody hit that wall hard enough, it's going to cause a big mess over there. And then back onto the big track, all the way around, onto the back straightaway. And then this part, this is definitely new for this year, and it's totally different. You almost come to a stop, it feels like. A little 90 here, 90 back here. Then you go off the racetrack again, all the way around to 3 and 4. Then this part right here is my favorite corner. You go from wide open down onto the flat, down here into the infield, back up. That's a lap of the Roval.
Let's see what we got
Yeah, what do
here.
you think, fans? How did he do?
Yeah, I screwed up over here. The wall might be a little farther out over here.
No, I think that's pretty good.
Well,
That's
feel
pretty
free to
good.
go ahead and label some stuff, like what your favorite corner is. You can point that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, my favorite corner is probably this one. I think it's 16, 17. I have terrible handwriting, as you can see.
That's-
It looks like a
that's all right.
kindergartner.
Looks
But yeah, I think really all of the racetracks are really fun. This is my favorite track to come to. That's a road course. It's really unique. And it's obviously really exciting. It's like a street course. I think that's why all the fans come out here. It's really the only road course in the world where you can see the whole racetrack, and I think that's what kind of makes it unique. But yeah, it's a fun place. It's been good to me, obviously, but yeah, somebody's gonna have to hang this up in their house. That's a
That's what we're
masterpiece.
gonna do.
Yep.
We'll get you to write a few more things on it and
Yeah.
autograph it, and then we'll
First,
give it away.
What do you think about this area over here?
So last year, that backstretch was like my best corner on the whole racetrack. I felt like I was really fast back there, and I was worried about it this year. Because it was so different, but it's really fun. They have a huge turtle thing right here, and you just hit that thing as hard as you can. You ramp and get up on two wheels, so that part's fun. And then honestly, like coming off this corner back here, off of turn 2, like before we were braking, I would say right here. Now we're braking way back here, so it creates a lot of passing zones for especially the Cup guys. I think it'll be even crazier for them back there. But yeah, it's really fun. But yeah, we're highlight all the turtles here.
I like it.
Yeah, that turtle there, that turtle there. There's a turtle here. I think there's some more, but I only hit the ones that I'm highlighting here.
You know the one you just now are highlighting right now, it now actually looks like a Ninja Turtle over there?
Yeah, I saw Corey LaJoy painted that up.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. What about this area? I know there's a lot of elevation change over here.
Yeah, so the elevation here.
Yeah, this is
Breaking out the
Redneck
red.
Hill right here, right?
Oh, I will say this. So right here, under caution yesterday, we had like a 6-lap caution. It was the longest caution of the race. And every single lap I went through here, there was a guy with a funnel of beer just going to town every single lap.
Who was that?
I don't know if he's out here, but I was dying laughing. Every lap I came by, he was doing it. And he did it, I would say, for a total of about 25 laps yesterday. So this is where the guy that has fun is.
I love it.
The guy that's the fun zone, right?
That's the
over
fun
there.
guy.
Jose, that's where we're headed next.
The funnel zone. How about that? There you go.
We'll put funnel guy.
Funnel guy.
Funnel
Yeah,
guy.
he was having the time of his life. The crowd, he had a crowd of like 40 people around him cheering him on. And I don't know if he just did it every time we came by, but I was in the lead, and I remember I was always the first one around that corner, and the crowd would erupt, and he would just start hammering beers. So yeah, he was having a good time. So
And that
if
just
you're-
goes to show fans, the drivers can hear you and see you when you're out there on the
Oh,
track.
I'm always looking. I can normally spot out my family in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like under caution, I'm looking around. So if you want to
see
flip me off, wave at me, whatever, I'll normally try to wave back or something. So yeah, I don't know if other drivers do, but I'm always looking around.
That's really cool. Well, don't
Yeah,
put
we got to
this
get you
down.
your
We-
autograph on
yeah,
this.
we're signing it here.
Yeah, big
Sign wherever you want.
autograph, huge thing. Make it. There you
It's
go.
yours. Your art project.
This is it, the Chase Briscoe right here. Yeah.
One lucky fan's gonna have a $1 million masterpiece after this is done.
This is art. I don't
know if that's called art, but we'll try.
I like it. We need to find this guy.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
need to
find.
file.
We need to put
funnel
a
guy.
tweet out or something about the funnel guy, because I'm telling you, that guy, if he's even still alive, he was going pretty hard yesterday, and it was hot outside. But
Yeah.
he was definitely fun to watch. That's for sure. He made the cautions go by way quicker.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Where will you be watching from today?
I don't know. Normally I go on the SHR pit boxes, but honestly, I only live 2 miles from here, so I'll probably go home and watch in the AC. It's a little hot outside, but yeah, I'll hang out for a little bit. I normally, like I said, go to the Stewart Haas cars and trailers and the pit boxes and hang out there for a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an awesome race. I think last year was obviously a really good finish. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm pulling for a Ford guy to obviously win the race, but I got a weird feeling that Jimmy Johnson might knock the streak out today. He was really fast in practice too, so I don't know, but definitely pulling for the Fords.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about this earlier. Amy and I were talking about Chase Briscoe, the name, and it just sounds like a cowboy name. Like it's like Clint Eastwood and Chase Briscoe.
I don't know about that.
You don't feel like it's a cowboy name?
So, funny story. My parents were going to name me Race Briscoe. What? And they were like, man, what if the kid hates racing? That would be a terrible name. So they went with Chase, and obviously now it kind of worked out. But, yeah, they were going to name me Race, R-A-Y-C-E. And then at the time, they were like, man, if he hates racing, that's going to be a terrible idea. So, yeah.
I think we just found the new nickname. What do you think? Go back with Race?
Yeah, maybe.
Race Briscoe?
My dad's nickname in racing was Risky Brisky.
Risky Brisky.
Yeah.
I like that
Risky Brisky. And then I remember I won a race in our local newspaper called me Frisky Brisky.
What'd you think
but
about
it never
that one?
really stuck, which I'm not complaining about.
I was going to say, we can help bring that back if you want us
I'm
to.
good. I'll do Risky Brisky, but not Frisky Brisky.
Risky Brisky.
Yeah.
Frisky Brisky is the name of the horse that Chase Briscoe rides in the Western,
yeah,
right?
We can do that, yeah.
Yeah. That would work out well. You got the horse, the
got
cowboy.
The horses in the back. That's
yeah.
a popular song right now.
Well, yeah. So what do you think about what's your favorite activity to do outside of the track? You talk about going home to AC just a couple miles away. What do you enjoy doing when you're not racing?
Yeah, so I got a dog last year, so I never thought I would be into being a dog dad, but I'm like a helicopter parent. Like, it's unbelievable. So yeah.
What kind of dog?
He's a French bulldog. His name's Ricky. Like
best.
Ricky Bobby. Yeah. So we're thinking about getting a second one and naming him Cal. So then we'll have Ricky and Cal, just like Talladega Nights. So.
I fully support this.
Yeah, he's awesome though. Yeah, he just turned 1 about a month ago, so he's a good time, that's for sure.
Did he have a doggy birthday party?
No, we didn't do any of that. Yeah, I didn't go that far. Next year we're gonna get him a jump house though. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Please do. That would be awesome. A big bouncy castle with dogs.
Yeah, I don't know if that sounds like a great idea or not.
I don't know.
Sounds like a headache more than anything. But yeah, he's awesome. I love going. I think my fiance was actually going to take him to the dog park while I came over here. So it's definitely fun to be a dog dad. That's for sure.
So he's a dog dad.
He is.
Yeah.
And having a good time. Well, thank you so much for coming out. And this right here, we're going to post this. We'll give this away on our Twitter account.
Yeah, we got to frame it.
Oh, yeah.
We need to find the funnel guy.
Yes, we do.
I'm sure Clint Boyer will be somewhere around.
Somewhere close to him.
Yeah.
You're probably right about that. Well, I hope you enjoy the race today. Thanks so much for putting on a
thanks for
heck of a
having
show
me. Thanks
yesterday.
for everybody coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are the best.
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Have fun today. I think we got a concert coming up, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
we
right.
do.
I'm gonna hang out for that.
I think I might hang out for that one as well. Fans, how you doing out there? Now, are you ready for some racing today?
All right, you know what, fans? Real quick, who's it going to be in the race today? What about Kyle Busch? What about Jimmy Johnson? What else? Who else do you think is going to do well here? Anybody else? Oh, man. It's going to be a fun one to watch. And, of course, if you get a chance, keep an eye out for Corey LaJoie's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle over there.
I think that thing is going to stand the entire race.
Well, we got a bunch
I think
of
it's going to
stuff.
stand the entire race. Fans, if you want to watch Corey and see his artistic abilities, it's on our Trackside Live social handles, Twitter and Instagram. So go check it out. It was a lot of fun being his accomplice.
It was. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. We love seeing you at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Hey, we'll see you guys in Texas Motor Speedway. Enjoy the spicy Roval today, Charlotte. Give yourselves a big round of applause.